let's talk about the come up. You started rapping at a very early age, all the way back in 5th grade.
Yeah.
What did you start rapping about back then?
I did. There was this I had to do a report on Alexander Pushkin, who is a Russian.
Pushkin.
Yeah, honestly, he was like a Russian poet, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And I don't know why I did it. I just delivered it via rap, and it just really went over well. I got I got an A, and then I kind of
anything I've ever done.
Yeah, I kind of kept that in the back of my head. I've always been loved creative writing or whatever, and and then when I graduated college, for example, I had to do another boring
Summa cum
report.
laude, right?
Yep. Thank you. I wasn't going to say it, but
I was going to ask.
Top of the class. But I got this job at an ad agency, and I wasn't even in the creative department. I was actually in the administrative business side of it, and I had to do this really boring report on chip sales because I was on the Doritos account, but it was my one time where I sent an email to the partners at the company, and I was a young ambitious guy trying to get noticed in this ad agency. So I delivered instead of it being a Word document about the data, I just delivered it as a rap.
Yeah.
And they went crazy at my ad, and they switched
What is
me.
up with these fucking emails, man?
Yeah.
Or just the
very good over email. That's true.
God,
Very good over
damn it,
email.
man. I didn't know emails work like this.
They work really well for
I
me.
haven't been answering any of them.
And then I just saw I literally saw everyone freak out about this funny comedy rap about chip sale data.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to be a comedian, as I told you guys, and I was wait a minute, why don't I, if people are loving this boring data driven rap, why don't I actually take my good comedic ideas and rap? At the time there was only the Lonely Island Andy Samberg guys.
Yeah.
And I was look at, they've got no competition. They're so wild.
Weird Al Yankovic was childhood.
But he was
he was
really past his prime at this point. I love Weird Al.
Was he kind of
Weird Al was definitely, for sure. I loved Weird Al.
Same.
I loved Weird Al.
Yeah.
For sure. But
Amish Paradise?
oh my God. There was 5. Eat It. Yeah. Eat It was great. He was really impressive. He had a great run. Then that's when I started doing the funny comedy raps, and that's what really took off for me and got me noticed.
In a song of yours and in your show, Dave, you start your rap career with your bar mitzvah money. Is that
Yeah.
That's an actual story.
Yes.
Oh my God.
This is so dope.
Yeah, I think it was $6,000, which is amazing. At 13 years old, that I was never allowed to touch. And then I was 24. And I don't know how I don't think I had access. I don't even know how my accounts worked at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
So I called my parents and I was do
I have access to
I
this?
was do I have access?
When do I get to touch this?
And they were no, you can't spend it. And I was why? And they were you're saving that money for a reason. And I was for what? I was what? My two options are this. I can spend that money on a really nice sofa from my next apartment, or I can pursue my dreams.
Yeah.
And
It's a good way to sell it.
Yeah. It worked.
It worked?
I got access to the account. I got the funds sent over to me. And then what I did was I found the guy who was doing all the rap videos in Oakland, Brian Storm. And we made 6 different $1,000 videos. And they were all really great. And it was my first time doing anything with a camera and we just winged it and figured it out. And it was so fun. And then those really succeeded immediately.
Yeah.
And then I did a Kickstarter to raise $113,000. Yeah, what I did was I accumulated enough online assets. What I did was I for 2 years slaved away at made videos, made more raps, and
Dude, you're shoe dog. You were selling shoes out of the back of a van.
I was.
This is sweet.
And I didn't even show anybody because I didn't want anyone to deflate my hope.
Sure.
Oh, no.
I was just I believe that I'm the next Kanye. Let me just roll with that attitude.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be helpful as I get things done. And I worked really hard, didn't put things out when they were done. I saved it because I thought the best way to roll this out is to have some sort of system where everyone knows when to check for you. It's same with you guys right now. You see how it works. Consistency is key.
Yeah.
So I built up 5 months of material all while working at this ad. I wrote all my raps in my cube.
This
and
is crazy.
Really, people actually stopped giving me work.
It sounds like you weren't working.
I wasn't really working.
But
I caught a real nice wave.
good vibes will keep you alive.
I was there early though. I was there early and I was there late.
Just get one good email a day. That's all I got.
And I would write these raps and then I created all the content. Then once a week I'd put stuff out. Luckily for me, the first day I put anything out, the thing got like 1.5 million views, which was a dream because I had this, I was about to start putting it out
The first day.
First day.
This is legendary.
Such an I told you so moment. My parents on the record pulled me aside and said, like, we just want to sit down and have this conversation that we think you are making a huge mistake.
Oh no.
And we think you're throwing away your career.
Yeah.
And you're putting this material out about like your dick and like you have a job, it's a good job, and you're going to ruin your life. And so just day one to be like,
You're like, copy, post, send.
day two,
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
TMZ hit me up and I did an interview from my cube with that guy Harvey or whatever. I don't know his
That's
name.
wild.
Yeah. And then next week, a new one. Next week, a new one. Then I ran out of money and material, but it was 5 months straight of like the best I had to offer. I accumulated a fan base of like, I don't know, probably like 100,000 people. I said, I want to do a Kickstarter. 3,000 of those people donated. And then they donated like an average of $40. And then I made like 113 grand.
Holy cow.
And then I funded my tour. I got like Snoop Dogg on a song. That's like how I was able to like make the first legitimate, like non-internet stuff.
Dude, you were fucking hustling, man.
I was.